What happens to men in their 40s, some men? They go through a what? A midlife crisis, right? So let me share with you what a midlife crisis looks like. So, say it again?
Should I stand up now?
Exhibit A. Okay, so let's say this circle is our identity. So it's how we see ourselves. So it's our social construct. So how we see ourselves in terms of our age, our gender, our race, our religion, our sexual orientation. That's part of it. It's also our likes, the foods we like, the movies we like, the people we like, the interests we have. It's also our values, those things we have, the ethics we have, those ideals we hold dear to our heart. That all makes up our identity. So for me, one of the values I had, among others, was I believed I valued my health and well-being, and I believed I valued relationships and people connections. Okay? And then in your mid-40s, life actually throws you a curveball. And life says, actually, Errol, even though you thought that was your identity, this is actually who you are. And there's a bit of a gap there. So this area here and here represents the gap in our identity. And then we go, if I'm not that, and I'm kind of like that maybe, who am I? That makes sense? And then we have one of two, actually three options. The first one is to buy a Ferrari and a 20-year-old girlfriend. Okay? I can't afford either. Okay? So that's off the list. Or you can start drinking heavily and taking drugs. Not a good option either. Do stuff to distract you from your dilemma here. The second option is to go, actually, the new identity, I don't mind that. That kind of works for me. I like the fact that in my case, don't value my health and well-being. Don't have good connections. That's fine. And whether you'd say that or not depends on, does it make you happy? Does it bring meaning to your life? Does it bring fulfillment? Are you on purpose? That's the second option. The third option is to go, actually, my original thinking of myself is who I want to be. Who I espouse to be, who I think I am, is the person I really want to be. And that's when the work starts. Because at that point, we've got to go, what are the drivers which push me off course? What are the blocks to being on course? And that's really hard work. So I've got to go, in my case, go, wow, the drivers means I love my work a lot, which is great, but it takes me off other things in my life. No? Relationships mean independence suffers maybe. No, I've got my heart broken. So all those things come into play. What are the drivers? What are the blocks? Which stop us from living out who we really are meant to be. So, why am I sharing this with you all? How's it relevant to today's topic? Totally? You want to say how, David?
Well, it affects your being of our behaviours are based on our beliefs. And so if
Great.
our beliefs aren't right, we'll have that gap.
Nice, David. Love it. Anybody else? Yep.
Yeah, organisations are made up of people.
Yep.
And every person in that organisation will be somewhere on that curve.
Great. Nice. Yep. Neil?
I think if you can't understand yourself, it's very hard to understand somebody else.
Beautiful. Nice. Wise words. Any more thoughts on that? And they're all great points. For me, there are three key reasons why I want to share that with you all. Who here is a manager or leader in an organisation or their own business? Who has a mini midlife crisis on a regular basis? Hands up. If it's every day, keep them up. And that's the way it should be. We should be having a midlife crisis every day as a leader. So that means we're constantly reinventing ourselves. We're constantly changing, we're constantly evolving. We're asking ourselves, who have I got to become today, tomorrow, next week to lead my team, to deal with a personality clash, to engage my team. It's not how can they change? How do I change? What do I have to become to better manage my team? So every day you're going, here's where I am, here's where I need to be, I want to be. Where's the gap? How do I bridge it? That's the hard work of leadership. The second thing is, this happens to organisations every day, especially around values. We say our values are this, but our behaviour is actually this. We say our value is compassion. And we go, Michelle, you messed up again for the 15th time. We say our value is integrity. We go to the shops to buy some bread, get too much change, and we keep the change. And that's where the rubber hits the road. How we work in that, that's fine. We're always going to have a gap there. But the key is our awareness around the gap, our willingness to see the gap, and then be proactive about bridging the gap. And that, to me, is the key work of leadership. And mobilising your team around you to bridge that gap.